How are we doing, everybody? I'm back with another video, and I hope you're excited because I know I am, and you want to know why? Because everybody was looking at our old 2020 video of top 5 budget bass boats, and they were always saying, well, why don't we have a new list? I want to see a new list. I want to see the new list. So, we're bringing a new list, but we're using the same boats. So you can see the difference in price. What has happened to your budget bass boat? What have they added? What have they discontinued? What is going on is a good question. But let's talk about it, all right? So we're gonna go 5 to 1. Basically what we did, we went for budget bass boats back in 2020. We went, number 5 was the Phoenix PHX 19. Number 4, tied with Ranger, was Basscat Pantera 2 and the Ranger Z519. Number 3 was the Skeeter ZX 200, which is a 19-foot boat, 19 foot 6 inches. The Triton 19 TRX, and the number 1 was, of course, Nitro for your budget bass boats in the Z19. These are all 19 footers, okay? Same thing. You ready for, let's do price. Should we do pricing on the old ones or just throw it at them? Let's do pricing. All right, so the Phoenix PHX 19 was between 55 to 59,000. Now, I think that was just what they have, right? Is that how you can buy it off the website is what we went off? We didn't add dude stuff, did we?
No, that was the, so Phoenix and Basscat don't list their pricing on their websites. They all go through dealers. And that was the average
I got you.
I could find it for.
Yeah, so that's getting it just off the showroom floor, the way it looks. Got you. All right, the Basscat Pantera 2 was between 50 and 55. Good number. The Ranger Z519 was 53. Pretty good. The Skeeter ZX 200 was 46,495 in 2020. That's a fair price. The Triton 19-footer TRX was 45,900, and the Nitro came in at $40,700. Good. So there's your pricing. Now, let us fast forward to 2025 and see what the hell has happened, shall we? Let's. The Phoenix PHX 19 is no longer with us. That boat is gone, discontinued. Okay, so we just get rid of that boat. So it got cheaper. It's free because it's not available. No, it's just not available. They got rid of it. The Ranger 519R, which is a new boat, right?
Yeah.
It's their 19-footer, but it's the R boat. So it is a different style boat. But it is what we, basically the same baseline of where we were. All right, that boat now comes, this is priced with the 225. Because this boat comes with a 225?
Yep.
$68,996, so $69,000 that boat is. Okay. The Basscat Pantera 2 ranges between 63 and 65,000. The Skeeter ZX 200 is 61,595. The Triton 19 TRX is 55,665. And the Nitro Z19 is $53,715. Now those are going to Cabela's and seeing them on the showroom floor as they are and buying it. That's not adding stuff, that's buying it with the manual jack plate because that's what they do. There's no upgrades to it, that's that boat. That same boat 5 years ago was $40,796. 5 years ago. That's a $12,920 difference in 5 years. Yeah, it's fucking $3,000-ish, 28 a year. All right, so let us do the price differences for you so you can just see it, because there's guys doing math right now, like, what the hell? All right, let's do this. The Ranger difference is $15,952. It is a new boat. Jordan just said, yeah, well, it's a new hull, new whatever, new style. I don't give a shit. They're still using the same materials, the same manual labor. The only thing they did was put a stupid touchscreen. They should have thrown that away and just left its switches and kept the price down. But they didn't. They're still using the materials. They're still using the liquid. They're still using the electrical. They're doing things. It's probably wired quicker with the little screen because it just plugs in. It's one harness. It should be cheaper. The Basscat is $10,000 to $13,000 more expensive. The Skeeter is $15,100 for some reason. I don't know what they gained. Did we gain anything? I don't think we gained anything from that. We just got a Skeeter. You got a can of off. You get a can of off with it. The Triton is $9,670. That's because they're going to be gone. They're just trying to get people in on Triton, so I just figured, fuck it. Nitro was 12,920, which I already said. So let's just go 16,000, 13,000, 15, 10,000, and 13,000. Why not? For a budget bass boat. Budget bass boat. Why are aluminum boats so popular now, Jordan? Because there is no budget in bass boats, right?
Yeah.
This is going to come across really weird, but I wish I would have documented what I said in 2020. And what I said was the fishing industry is wrecking itself. The profile fishermen, and I'm not saying all of them, the profile fishermen, social media, all of that unwillingly drove prices through the roof because of popularity, which has now exceeded its level in popularity and is now struggling to sell equipment. So I said that in 2020, COVID, because the prices were going through the roof, right? Because no one could get anything. I knew they'd ride that wave as long as they could, and they have. And that wave has capsized. So, and the fishermen, the fishing in general popularity went through the roof because people couldn't do anything. So what did they do? They tuned into that stuff, which then made the fisherman that was doing their social media stuff every day a popular person, which made them say that unit you need to buy, and everybody went and bought it. Well, then the people building the boats just went with it. We've been saying twin tens forever, have we not, Jordan? Mm-hmm. Since day one, right? Yes. Is that not what we laid out? These boats today are now using twin tens. Mm-hmm. We did that back 200 and some episodes ago.
Yeah.
And they finally caught up to us. But what I'm saying is that has happened because of where we're at with the fishermen, which I feel personally the bass fishing professionally is at probably one of the worst spots it's ever been at. Can you agree, Jordan?
Yeah.
Can you agree with me on that? Just because of what we see, what we hear, what we're dealing with people coming in and saying, if you are a professional bass fisherman and you do not stop to see, talk, touch, engage with every single kid, person wanting your autograph right now, you're crushing your industry. If you can't give stuff away for free, you can't give high fives, you can't take pictures because you're too busy, you're crushing your industry right now. Your industry is literally bleeding out of every orifice it has. And the boating industry is kind of following it, and it's sad. And all it takes is literally prices to stabilize and be ready. Like, this is it. Because when you price a boat at 100K or 90K, and then now that same boat that you had last year at 90K is $71,000 with discounts? Where the fuck were those discounts a year ago? Where was that a year ago? That's all I'm saying. That wave capsized and now we're like, whoosh, oh my God. It's a tough industry, I get it. I was talking to my nephew today and I told him, I said, you are in a tough industry. That's not easy. Fixing stuff, learning stuff, understanding stuff, that whole ball is not the easiest thing in the world to be good at it. And we're human. And it's the same thing as if I'm in a boardroom and Jim Smith is our guy and he's the one that sets our pricing for the year, and he said we need to up our 30% margins, I'd look at him and say, for what reason? So the office people can keep their jobs? We need the people that are making the boats to feel like they're at home building quality equipment, so we're getting rid of the office people and the prices are gonna stay the same or go down. And the raises ain't going to you guys because you have failed. We're going to take care of the people that are building the equipment, providing they're building quality equipment, and they take pride in what they do. If they don't do that, then probably not. But back to the video, I got a little off track and I apologize for that, but it still represents what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a capsule price. I think if we would have done this last year, it would have been worse. Do you agree? To the tune of 5,000 probably per more.
Yeah.
They have shifted pricing. They have shifted pricing for sure. Everybody is seeing it. I mean, we were at Icon how long ago, right? And we told them how good that $100,000 would go. It's, dude. I mean, we go places, and that's we tell them there's a market, and there's an individual price point, and there's a price point where you'll get boaters. Nitro owns it. We know that, right? But they're owning it at 50-some thousand. If you don't want to be Nitro, be the highest quality boat that you can be. Set your prices. Give your fishermen as best of a discount, or your boat owners, your boat purchasers, the best you can. Don't fucking tell them that they're gonna sell it for 74, and then that same guy buys it, and 2 months later the damn thing is 51. The same boat he bought because it's some discount. Just get them on the damn table right out the door. And I think Icon's trying to do that no hassle, no haggle thing they're doing now, or whatever, where their prices are what they are, but that's a whole nother deal. The prices are going to be the prices. I can't tell you how to price their boats. They're doing what they need to do. But at the end of the day, I would be interested to see what Bullett's prices were in 2020 and where they are today. I'd be interested to see where, even like Allison, those kind of companies that aren't big companies that are trying to indulge in the bass fishing. I mean, outside of 2 or 3 fishermen for Bullett, like on the professional side, they don't have much people. Is that good? Probably is good. Is it not, Jordan?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's good. We've talked to many people in the industry that are owners or they're kind of fed up, aren't they? With, I'm giving you 20,000 or 10,000 and you sold one product for $150.
Yeah. My biggest thing with it is
how's that justifiable?
Yeah, those pros that are running, equipment A 1 year,
Yeah.
and they say it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then the next year, they're sponsored by equipment B, and they say
That's
this is the greatest thing ever. Like, time's up on that BS.
Yeah. Just don't even take the sponsorship if you don't believe in it, right?
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah, but then they can't go fishing. But then they're like every other United States citizen that is trying to make a living outside of fishing.
Yeah.
And they get to go fishing when they're not working, which I understand. I'm not griefing. I enjoy watching the bass fishermen fish. I do not enjoy watching them on social media. The only reason is because exactly like you said. When we come to become real and realistic with what we're doing, if I'm using this lure today and I'm not sponsored by them, there's more fishermen saying that because they're feeling the pressure, I think. I don't get these for free. I pay $29.99 for these. Congratulations. You did something good. But most of them will do that. I didn't use that today. I use this because that's what I'm sponsored by. Which they're trying to make their money, right?
Yeah.
I get it. So it's the industry's fault too, right? It's the industry's fault for being like, here's all these. And I think there's less checks being written and more product being given, which it should be, you know. And I'm not, they got to go make their money, right? They got to go do that. I mean, if Michael Jordan would have went with Converse, where would we be?
Yeah, you never know.
You never know, right? Would the industry be full of cons right now, or would they be broke? Right?
Yeah.
We don't know. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. It's just kind of gotten overwhelming, and I think the industry is in a very, very tough position. Like, tough position. There's never been a really good positive rap for the fishing industry, and it's kind of just spiraled out of control now. And I think pricing had a lot to do with it. Jealousy and pricing and not being able to afford to go do it, or not wanting to spend that kind of money to go do it. And then the overall appearance, I guess, or it's not the appearance, it does have to do with appearance, but it's the overall, like, because he's got that boat, that truck, he's dressed like that, he walks like that, he gets in that boat and it sounds cool, and he didn't say hi to me, he's an asshole. Does that make sense? That has spiked to a max, I think, right now. And I don't think the tournament people know what to do. That's why they're struggling. That's why you see all these anglers that are now probably going to do some crazy stuff. And I think next year will be pretty crazy. I think prices on boats are going to fall still. I've said that all year. I think there'll be more price cuts because they're going to sit. Outboards themselves are only going to sell if they're loose, I think. And service-wise, service is going to go through the roof just because of this is what happens in this style of economy. People don't buy as much new and they repair what they have, no matter what it is. So that's it. The pricing though on these boats, let's say they're averaging 12,000, 15,000, Jordan, probably. Mm-hmm. That's a 5-year span. So that's 2,000, 2,200 a year, 2,400 a year. Is that over pricing them? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure their products went up, but their products have fallen too. Like I said, I'd like to see where Bullet was in 2020 and where they are today. I'd like to see where those companies are. You know, there's guys out there like Jim Wells. When I last talked to Jim, I knew he's not that busy. But he's trying to sell a $100,000 boat too. But he's building it all by himself, right? It's not going to happen. We know that. It's a tough world. I don't know Bullets, but even when we talked to Phoenix, they said they were a little slower than what they had been, right? But I think that's a group thing. Mm-hmm. They just come together and be like, let's figure out what we need to do. But it may not happen. So that's what I got. That's what I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. There's your price point from 2020 to 2025. You're averaging around $12,000 increases over the past 5 years. We did get a little off track, but that's okay. We like to do that. We like to chat a little bit with you guys because we just kind of ball it up and get things to where they are. So that's it. Jordan, you got anything?
Nope.
That's it. Should we go home?
Yep.
It's hot as balls in here.
Yeah.
I'm ready. As always, comment, subscribe, and click notification bell to witness the madness. I hope everybody is soon to say. Speed, money, no brakes. I'm out. See you!